later, Smurf. And the intro is Plow. Hey guys. Uh, we we're gonna handle some things. Welcome again. We handled some things within the last 2 weeks and watched another film to chat about. I'm here with the normal peeps, and I'm actually going to turn down my game volume so the random sirens don't trick people driving. But yeah, we are with the normal crew. We have Goose with us, sound off.
Hey,
We have Dundee.
hello.
We have Woody, as we call him.
Hi. Hello.
Uh, who else is in our gang? We got Mr. Plow,
Hi.
and I am with also the Bloody Panther.
The bloodiest of them all, like and subscribe.
And yeah, so hopefully you heard everybody's mic, and I'm Smurfing. USA or just Smurf. Call me other things. Um, we watched the movie picked by Woody. It is his turn, and this is actually the last of our second round, the last of the second season. Um, we might change things up. I don't know. We're up for ideas, but sometimes the ball just
You
keeps
might not
rolling.
let me pick movies again.
Uh, uh,
Oh, we're not gonna watch
now you're
movies
talking
anymore?
over me, Woody. After no, but yeah, Woody, please tell us about the movie you picked. It's called Crimes of the Future from 2022.
So yeah, I really knew nothing about this movie, other than the director and like basically what you could read on the back of a DVD. So, I thought it sounded interesting. I read somewhere that a good movie to generate discussion. I do like Cronenberg. I'm looking at his filmography here. I've seen more of his movies than I realized. The reason why I picked the movie is because I had watched Scanners, which is a week or two before it was my turn to pick. But I'd seen that. I'd seen Videodrome, The Dead Zone, The Fly, Naked Lunch. So he makes like weird body horror stuff and everything, which this movie lived up to. Uh, it I kind of hated it halfway through. um, the part where she starts making out with his open wound is when
Oh,
I
you
sent
gotta
that
have some
text.
of that.
Is when I sent that
You gotta have
text like
some
what the
gut
fuck
Oh,
munch.
did I
that's when I
say?
got into it.
It
Ooh,
seemed like he wanted you to be into it, but
Because
anyway,
he was into it.
yeah, and there was a lot of problems with
The
it.
new sex.
But at the end, it ended up he had like a pretty decent idea, and he like built a world around that idea. Um, I got to say, it's very much like an artist's understanding of evolution, if that makes sense. Like evolution doesn't work like
okay,
that in
yeah,
any way whatsoever.
noted.
But it's still interesting to think about like how human society, like if we are still humans, like how it would react to people starting to evolve and everything.
It's like
But the
internal
worst
body
thing,
modification. It's it's an
yeah,
evolution from people hanging
I
on.
mean, we can get into it once we start talking about the actual movie. I don't know if this movie is better to actually talk about the plot or to just talk about the world. But honestly, the worst and most unbelievable part of this movie was the fact that a performance artist would be culturally significant in any way whatsoever.
It
Um,
it kept the scope of the world to the people obsessed with it, right? Like
right,
that underground
right.
like artistic.
And
Yeah.
then like for a movie that started out with like child murder,
Well,
by
yeah.
the end of
Open it
it,
up.
I was
Like,
like, oh yeah, I see what he did there. I get what he was doing, but I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I wouldn't say like I don't know if I'm glad I watched it, but I see what he did there.
yeah. If you like body modification movies already and gory stuff, go at it. Um, Cronenberg does open up the movie with just said I mean, I'm gonna kind of just like paraphrase. It's like the kid building sandcastles, and then the mom screaming out like, "Don't eat anything weird now you're here." And then like the kid eats like a plastic trash can, and she smothers him in the bed. Like I told him not to eat anything weird, and she's
I
like on
thought
the
the kid
phone
had like
like,
Pika. Well,
And that's literally what I wrote down on my notes too. Is like, does this kid have Pica or something? But then you notice like there was that very thick, viscous drool that was happening at the same
mm,
time.
I
yeah, you
thought he
had to
was
be
like
observant for
brushing
that.
his teeth.
Hmm.
So,
He explained it toward the end of the movie.
uh,
So, as far as the premise goes and everything, do they explain at all? I have watched it. I watched it 2 weeks ago, so it's not like the clearest in my memory. But do they explain at all? Like one of the plot points is that humans no longer are able to feel pain, right? And
I
that's why
think
everybody's
because
like
surgery is
operating on each
so
other and
at
shit.
the fingertips, if you will,
Well,
and
they made a
Okay.
point about nobody having pain receptors anymore, which, to reel it in a bit, they also made a point about it being a society that doesn't have to worry about infection. Like they had essentially eliminated infection in the microbiological and how it affects us. Because I mean, that's the whole premise of why they were able to do these open wound surgeries in a room full of rich people.
Okay.
and the tech. I mean, the tech was like organic. You know, when you get tech today, it's like all clean and plastic and it's sleek. Tech in this movie is like an organic clump of something you like buy and you sit in or inside. You sit on or inside,
Bones and tentacles
Yeah,
and
like everything's bioengineered.
yes.
fleshy.
it kind of reminded me like some of the visuals of um I can't think of the movie. Was it Pan's Labyrinth? The guy with the hands
Yeah,
and he has eyes, and it reminded me like some of that stuff. Some of the cinematography from it reminded me of that, and like some of the monsters and all that. I know it's not even because that's what Guillermo del Toro or something like that who did that.
Yes, that's
Yeah, I
Guillermo
think
del
so.
Toro.
mm-hmm.
But
The color tone
similar
of
to
this
that
movie was
point.
really drab. There was two colors that popped, and one we haven't really talked about yet, but of course, there's the red when there's blood, and then there's purple when there's that drug that gets introduced later. But other than that, everyone's really like, browns and blacks and
A
grays.
lot of beige.
Yeah, beige, fleshy things everywhere. I I wasn't. I mean, I've seen some crazy movies, so I wasn't really taken aback. I was eating. I ate during this movie. It was fine.
So, what you were saying about the colors, like the lighting feels like Renaissance paintings. Did anybody get that? There are like halos and shadows around Morton, like
Okay,
Vigo's face,
like rays of
that
light,
make it
maybe.
almost feel like mythological. Did anybody get that?
No,
I
but they
didn't
made
see
that
No,
that,
one
no.
dude
but
look
I'm
kind
sure it's
of
probably there.
mythological, like in his black robe. Uh, so
One thing I did pick up on, which I wasn't quite sure, but it's throughout the whole movie. Whenever you see the kid, there's always like the sound of flies buzzing around him.
Oh, I didn't hear that. That's
maybe,
cool.
Yeah, it's weird.
yeah, maybe that's
Or was that just your house?
No, no, we
Got
fumigated.
him.
So
well, that guy. Well, let's get into the. They do tell a story within this crazy world. It's a guy going through ailments and pain, and he has to have constant surgery, and he has a wife that helps with surgery, and like it's like their mission to keep him alive and keep him going, and he's sleeping on this bed that moves him around, right? It's just moving while he sleeps.
It
Um,
was supposed to be a technology that assists you so that you have the most dreamlike and relaxed sleep ever. And the same thing with that chair implemented
mhm.
as well later that you
I
see.
it also Yeah, well, one quick thing about the purpose of it also said it anticipated your pain. So it kind of felt when you were about to feel pain or discomfort, maybe, and it like moved you to kind of like prevent it. Because this whole time he's regrowing his organs. Like it's kind of hard to like catch on, but he's regrowing
It's
organs as
they
like
call
Well,
them
he's
organs,
growing new
but like
organs.
yeah, but it's almost like he has like untreated cancer, and they're removing
Yeah.
the tumor
Yeah.
Yes, he is
constantly.
out of control. What do they call it? Accelerated evolution syndrome.
Right. But it's
You're
really
too ahead
just
of your time, sir.
rampant
You're too
cancer,
awesome.
you know. Um, but yeah, I think because the way the society is structured and stuff, they don't really die from that anymore. They can just keep removing it. And the people are getting removed so often, it's become like a
Well, he turns the removal of these excess organs into high art
performance.
somehow,
Yeah.
which
That's the underground artist like niche that they kept
With
the
an
scope of
autopsy
the movie.
table called the sock.
yeah.
The Sark, right? The
Sark.
SARK, Sark. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want
man.
to call it the sock too. I'd prefer
Me
it the
too.
sock.
Because it's like
Suck.
cancer every time I talk to those guys.
What? Oh, those setups remind me of the underground fight rings, but
Mhm.
people were doing surgery on themselves.
And then somehow he's involved. He's a confidential informant for the police who are trying to, I don't know,
Track down black market
crack
organs,
it.
right?
They were calling all
No,
this
they
like
were.
freeform surgery new vice. So they were
What's
treating
that?
it like they were calling all this like freeform amateur surgery. They were called it new vice.
New Vice,
And
yeah.
yeah, and then people were calling the surgery new sex and stuff.
Yeah.
And um which he really did try to convey the sexualness of it, but like
Mhm. Oh, he's
yeah,
good.
it
Have you
wasn't a
ever been
turn on.
opened?
Like
I've never been open. I'm open right now.
I'm so deep inside you.
I can see your liver. It's healthy.
I'm tickling your extra pancreas. But it was like tumor removal was like so normal in the society, and he was doing this in order to prove that he was actually growing these tumors and not having it like just put into his like it wasn't
Yeah.
like a sideshow type thing. He would there was this agency that he would go to, and they would open him up and tattoo it like that, basically saying that it's
Well, she
real.
was
So
doing the tattooing, but they would register them.
okay,
They
Yeah.
kept a
okay.
registry of all of
Yeah, they
his
were trying to make a registry so it's more
things.
official, if you want to call it like that.
But
But
like when she's scoping him at the beginning, I think she was tattooing the new organ. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of weird shit going on.
well, yeah, well,
Yeah,
Woody's
And a
right.
very
Like we can,
international cast with a lot of accents and
yeah, Woody's
it's
right because
just
there's a discussion of the world that they built, and then there's a discussion of the story that they told within that world. But that story, it's like it just focuses on the more the underground, like fetishizing of this new technology, whereas this tech in other parts of the world is probably saving tons of life, preventing baby deaths, and but tech gets spread out in multiple ways. It can be used as art, as weapons, as medicine, as profit. But we're just seeing this like just reminds me of like what we have now, like the people hanging from hooks and they have like horns implanted underneath their foreheads, but more inside stuff now because we have the ability. So it's
One thing I was wondering in the start of the movie, the cruise ship, was that the cruise ship that had capsized? Was it
it
off the
is
coast
not.
of Italy? Ah, so
It
they
was
just,
in Greece.
yeah, that's where it was. Okay.
It was a real ship that they photographed, but the film was made in Greece. And I think it's actually, it was just an old cat. It was actually just a ship that had been left there to rot, and then it eventually rusted so much it capsized.
Hmm,
Apparently.
interesting.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was certainly visually interesting.
Didn't he have a condition like accelerated something?
The kid?
No, the
The
guy.
guy is
That's what Woody said.
accelerated evolution.
Yeah,
Yeah, accelerated
right.
evolution
That's what. Yeah.
syndrome or
Okay.
something.
Syndrome.
Accelerated evolution syndrome is what they refer to it as.
Yeah.
Which-
Sorry, Woody, I didn't hear
And
you. Before.
you know, it's one of the things, of
I don't think
course,
I was the one
that
who
they
said it,
also
but
address.
yeah.
One of the more, interesting ideas, if you will, of whether he removes the organs before he even knows what they do. He doesn't even know
Yeah,
what
but I
they're
noticed
for.
they waited. The one that he was growing, they waited until it was emitting a new hormone or whatever, and
Oh, yeah,
then
because it
they
was a
went and
gland, yeah.
Yeah, so it had to have, like, even though it was an unknown function, it wasn't just like a clump of hair type thing.
That's when they knew.
Yeah. But yeah, then it gets tied into, there's apparently people who are like, well, the kid, they want to do a live performance autopsy of the kid, like
So yeah, the kid that died at the beginning.
The father
Yeah.
offered him as a live autopsy. Like the father betrayed this kid's trust in that sense, man.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think he expected that much after his mom killed him. So
well, yeah. I think he
trust.
I think,
What is trust?
It's like, yeah, they're like fighting over which parent can be, worse. But he wanted to show that the kid had naturally evolved to be able to digest plastic. Which, in the context of the modern world, the notion being, of course, that would be a hell of an adaptation to be able to digest plastic and not to be poisoned by the world around you.
But to Goose's point, in real life, it's a heavy thing to have an autopsy done on your deceased child. But this was just for like I don't know, alternate reasons of like the scene that they enjoy. So they wanted to.
Again,
He
it
was
also
combining it with that, but his goal was that if it was done publicly, then people would know about it. And his concern was that if he gave the body to the police, or at least this is how I understood it, was if he gave the body to the police, then they would just hide the information because for some reason they don't want people to know that you could evolve to eat plastic. It's a little unclear why the motivations of the police who seem to think
it's
that
called making the movie go forward.
Evolution is bad. They're anti-evolution police. Also, the budget only allowed for a single police person.
Yeah, so there's a party that wants to prove that this dystopian world can have humans survive in because humans can adapt. And that involves them foaming at the mouth and eating plastic, but it's still like evolution as it is. But the government wants to hide it because, that's a scary thing, right? They want to keep the status quo and keep profits and whatever they got planned.
And then there's also some, like inner beauty pageant thing going on that's also...
the inner beauty pageant.
Which is why he needed a zip-open gut.
For the judges.
Yeah, that
he
was like...
He filleted.
Yeah.
That's because it makes no sense. The reason you didn't understand it is because it didn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah. They really brainstormed a long time with like as many ideas about it, and then didn't get rid of any of the ideas that came up.
It really shows his trust in humankind right now. Like he went all in on the vanity and flash thrill of things instead of the actual science and benefits. He really he zoned in on this niche, which shows how humans can use the new thing in the worst way possible, in my opinion.
Well, so I don't know if you saw this, but apparently he wrote this script back in, I think, 1998.
Oh, wow.
And tried to put it together a few times, and it kept falling through. At one point, Nicolas Cage was going to star in it. Anyway, and he eventually, finally put it together and allowed his investors to lose so much money because, of course, it didn't make any money. Such a weird film. But I think there's a lot of interesting ideas, and I think what's weird to me about it is that he's made so many really great, interesting films, and this one like had so many ideas that he just forgot to put in like interesting characters and um, you know,
An engaging plot.
a plot that like it was boring, which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
is
boring.
like the
And not
biggest
only
sin
that,
of any
but
movie is to
everybody-
be boring.
And everybody in it felt bored too, which I know that's part of
Yeah.
like he was doing the malaise
Well, I mean, that's
of the
Kristen
future or
Stewart for
whatever.
you.
That is Kristen Stewart. But yeah, there was just like I don't know, which I feel
She
like
was
it was
per-
purposeful, but I don't know. That's not what I look for in a movie.
Kristen Stewart was perfect for that world, though. Just the drab, like, and her
Gray.
character was the spontaneous, like, sex vixen. You would have never known.
It was so weird. I don't know. My biggest note of it was just that this movie was inevitably going to lose me because it seemed to want to have a serious conversation about performance art.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, all these people being so excited about his, conceptual performance art and explaining why it's meaningful. Like when the guy's dancing with all the ears on it. Because that's meaningful. He's got lots of ears, and his lips and eyes are sewn shut. So he can't see, he can't speak, but he can listen.
He has ears sewn all around his body.
I think 40 ears they put on him, it said.
Yeah. I think the guy was like, we need another performer. Like, it can't just be this one guy performing. Right. Like, oh, let's have an ear guy. Like he fills out the world I'm building. Like,
and it's gonna make our main character insecure because it's like, oh, this guy's good. He's got ears, and
he's not dying from the inside out.
Yeah.
He's just a jester. Like, this is what it was made for.
People are like, how was he? He's like, I mean, he was okay. He was pretty good.
But that lady was interesting. She's like, I don't like the ears. Like, there's no function. They're kind of misplaced. Like, they're not.
They don't
like,
even
they don't
really
actually
work.
Yeah,
they don't work.
She was like, they don't actually work.
It's like the guy covered in ears showing through his body is like, are you not entertained? Like, I've done this to myself, and you don't like it. But
aren't you into this?
Yes. What was the fact about it almost being called Crimes of the Future 2? Someone was saying.
No, he made another movie called Crimes of the Future as well. And
his very first film.
Yeah, like back in 1970 or something.
Yeah. For some reason and then he made a film prior to this called Existence, which had been previously the last film he had written himself. And that one he considered, before he retitled it Existence, he considered calling it Crimes of the Future. So he's obviously just enamored of the title.
Yeah. He has some kind of concern of the future, but he doesn't know exactly what, but he's trying. You said that you watched this movie twice? Is that true?
This is the second time I've seen it, yeah.
Really? So you liked it enough the first time, or you just felt you saw it once and you're like, well, I don't remember it well enough.
That latter, yeah.
Okay.
Because I was pretty tanked when I watched it the first time.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of to circle back around, kind of the early part, and one of the things I noticed was like the technicians that were, like the organ people, the technicians, everyone around this guy was pumping him up the entire time, but he was a flawed coward. Like he, in reality, is just trying to get by and also snitching on, the group of people that he was hanging out with that were praising him.
Which we don't know why he is into snitching. We don't ever get a sense of why he's doing that.
It could be what Goose said. Like, he just wants to be liked in a lot of areas, maybe. He's a prima donna.
No, snitches get stitches.
Oh.
So he just wanted
But
more
what about
stitches.
zippers?
Yeah.
What do you have to do to earn those zippers on your gut?
Right. No, I think in actuality he was probably caught, and they were ignoring his silliness by snitching on others. That was what I kind of got out of it.
Well, that would make sense.
True.
So what was
like
up
you
with
guys
the
said, it was
two?
well written.
Yeah. What was up with the two technicians just like killing people. And then
The females,
all of a sudden-
they were
Yeah.
from the government keeping it on the wraps, right?
I don't know.
Or like maybe the private company that's trying to hide it. So,
I mean,
you know,
I don't
after
feel like the
they
movie bothered to explain that.
Yeah,
Let's-
we'll just kill 2 people off, and then okay, here you go.
well, let's get to
Also,
the part
here's
where
boobs.
like it's the
was it
kid.
like
Also autopsy,
people had
right? That's
evolved
what.
too much? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead because we're about to like get to the big reveal, you know. So
Well, yeah, I'm curious, like, if they were, like, working for the company and killing people who had evolved too much because people aren't going to need to buy their shit anymore if they just start eating plastic.
Oh, that's a good theory.
Is that why?
and also if humans start eating plastic, like you don't need to have them buy
Because
food
they
or
killed the dad because he knew too much about people naturally evolving that way.
Yeah, but then they also killed the guy who was doing the
Surgery.
inner beauty patient.
Is that who they killed at the end? I don't know.
The doctor, the first one they kill him in his
Mhm.
chair. He's
Yeah.
he's the inner beauty dude.
and then the guy
passion
they killed with the needles in the back of the head, that was the kid's father, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with
It was
the
drills.
drills. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the dad, Scott Speedman.
So they have a huge glorified sexy like luxury surgery autopsy of a dead child that was killed by his mom. Very tasteful. So his organs, somebody probably needs to. This is the one thing I couldn't fill in myself. When they opened the kid's body and it had tattoos, were the tattoos relevant? Like
Yes.
what was the tattoos showed that he was altered and he's not natural, so he didn't
That he
evolve, right?
doesn't naturally evolve that way, but they
Well,
faked
except
it
he
to
had.
make it look,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Right.
why the father broke down and went on the stoop and cried. And he's like, you know, was it her? Was it them? Like it had to have been swapped. And then,
Right.
you know, the people that
They
probably
were
swapped them came out and killed him.
Right, the message that he was trying to convey by what was it? The Kristen Stewart had surgically swapped out all his organs for
Okay.
the tattooed organs.
Oh,
Just for
I didn't
clarity,
catch
I
that.
had to look this up.
Yeah,
I'm saying
that's
this
the one. That's
with
the one big
confidence
point of the movie.
because I fucking looked it up because I was confused because the movie is fucking confusing.
It really is.
Yeah, a lot of people's beliefs and convictions hinge on what's inside that kid's body, and they ended up swapping it out before the autopsy. So even the public doesn't know that we can
Very
evolve
cleanly,
past this and
apparently,
eat
yeah.
plastic.
Right. Which was apparently important to them to sabotage that. But so yeah, so the kids got tattooed organs, and then
Well, it kind of stops, you know, the gets the mystique of everything, and that storyline's dropped. Again, dad's dead, and then it cuts to I'm bad with names. What's the guy's name that we've been
Vigo?
following?
I forget his character's name.
Saul Goodman.
Right.
At the end,
Saul.
it is Saul.
It was
Saul.
Saul.
Saul Brick.
Saul?
Nah,
Saul Tensor,
Yeah, that's what it is.
because he was Tensor.
So after the drama with the surgery and the kid, he's back and he's having more pain. And then his wife / assistant surgeon breaks out the purple drug, like a big old candy bar of purple clay, and he eats it. And the chair stops moving because there's no more pain to anticipate. And he has a sense of euphoria on his face and a tear. And Saul has finally adapted, and his body has finally adapted to the new world. He's just hooked on a drug now.
So he was the thing that they were trying to make the kid out to
Well,
be, essentially.
yeah, was it a drug or it's plastic, right? It's
I
It's
thought it
just
was just
it's
plastic.
just what they eat. It's just it's
yeah.
like it's a synthetic.
Yeah,
It's some sort of synthetic food.
Yeah, and Goose is right. Like they were trying to make the kid out to be something, and being the guy becoming himself. Like it's all.
Oh,
But-
so that was it? He adapted to it? I wasn't sure if he
Yeah,
adapted or if
he's
he
finally
died. I was
adapted to the new
confused.
world. It's done.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was
is it
it was
because
I found
Well,
it
yeah.
confusing.
is it because his body finally got what it was evolved to need, right?
Yeah,
Not
like
that he adapted, but that's what his evolution thing caused him to seek or need.
like if he
Yeah.
just starts to eat plastic now, I think he'll be fine. He doesn't need the special orthopedic chair or that moves him around now. Like
Which
he,
looked incredibly uncomfortable. Side note, did you? I mean,
Yeah.
how it's just kind of jostling you around, like it's very Cronenberg in how
And
the
he's eating and
biomechanical stuff
choking.
is made, but
Yeah.
yeah, man.
He does love that bio weird stuff. Because like there's not like you can't really I mean there's a reason why future aesthetics tend to get kind of colder and cleaner lines versus these creepy
yeah,
it's like there's nothing ergonomic about that chair. Come on now.
No, it reminds me a lot of like Geiger and the old stuff from H.R.
Oh, sure.
Geiger's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Art.
Hmm.
The Herman Miller bone chair. Thank you. I have a question, and I couldn't figure it out. I was like, why was everybody like a former doctor? Like apparently because nobody feels pain or they don't get disease, we don't need doctors anymore.
I think the
Like,
technology is.
What about
better.
broken bones
I mean,
or
well,
shit
there's
like
one more of
that?
it all.
Well, she had been a trauma surgeon.
Oh,
Yeah, right. I mean,
They used to do, yeah.
but yeah,
just
broken
because you-
Who
bones.
else was
People don't get head
Yeah.
injuries anymore. You don't need brain surgeons now. Like
yeah. I mean, you could still have internal bleeding. I mean, what the?
Says
But
you.
it's the new sex.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Not
they
the
don't
old sex.
establish why she stopped being a trauma surgeon. It may have just been, burnout in trauma surgeons is, I'm sure, a thing.
or maybe his ailment kind of changed her career path. She's got to take care of him now.
Like one of the things I did note was that it felt like this was a world in transition, right? Like everything
Oh, yeah.
was very shaky. There was no solid authority figures. There was no solid authority bureaucracy, right? Like there was,
Well,
it was all
like
very
the
freeform.
aftermath of society, almost.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you guys seen the Netflix show Altered Carbon? Man.
I saw a little bit of it. The first
So in
season.
that future, the consciousness is stored on a disc that goes in the back of your neck. So if your body's fucked up, you just swap bodies like with
Swap
the
bodies.
disc. But like, it got really in depth with the different things and the laws and people like use it in nefarious ways. People can double stack. So you have two consciousness in your sleeve. Your sleeve is your flesh body. So they call it sleeves. So
Your meat sack.
yeah,
Very
your
disposable
meat sack,
in that
yeah.
world.
Or like
The
you
idea
could
that-
like double sleeve and be in two places at once, or have sex with yourself. Like there's a lot of taboo things that they covered. I feel this movie, Crimes of the Future, is the midpoint between our time and the Altered Carbon, because in Altered Carbon they just had perfect bodies on tap. Like there was no surgically or there was no gore. Like people were just pristine, and it was all like swapped in software conscious instead of like sewing everybody
It's just
together.
like, hey, now you're Joel Kinnaman. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, and one of the big plot points to Altered Carbon that I found really interesting was the idea that those stacks you're talking about, they housed the soul or whatever.
Yeah.
But they were able to travel light years by sending the information in their stack to some other, poker chip or whatever the fuck it is
Yeah.
those things were.
But there's still like the argument, like when you restack yourself, you die, and they just a whole new part of you is born, so it's not you,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. Like it's deep.
So I'm trying. Just that what that makes me think of in terms of this movie is just how little of this world we actually do establish.
Yeah.
I mean, for all we know, all we're seeing, I mean, our world has an underground art scene. If you're only,
Right.
If you saw a movie that only took place at Andy Warhol's factory, you'd only be seeing a very limited part of the actual world.
He kept the scope to like the freaks, if you will.
It was right, and so it's the idea that all these people are really into this kind of stuff is that it's unclear whether that's mainstream because we really don't actually see that many people in this whole piece, or how big is the population? They don't. It was funny. I was just telling my wife I looked up how much the movie cost, and she's like, it looks like it cost $48, and they spent $35 million on this thing.
Goddamn.
Yeah, and it made, of course, $4 because.
Well, so to come back to one of the things I think we kind of skipped over a bit there was during Earman's performance, or right around there was this whole section where they introduced the purple bars, right? Like where
Yes.
they treated it like it was a drug, which is why I can see why y'all thought that. But like, what is it? The guy tries it and then starts foaming at the mouth and keels over dead, basically. And and noticed everyone around them was disinterested at best, right? Like it was very, very obvious that these people were numb to everyday tragedies.
And it was also unclear whether he intended to kill the guy by putting the bar up there, or why'd the guy just snarf on his snack bar?
Dumbass is gonna dumbass, man.
I mean, it was.
I just
Takes
housed
a
your
bite of
snack
candy
bar.
bar.
You said the
Because I
movie.
think weren't they suggesting that guy was an agent, that he was following him, or did I get that part wrong too? Again, I found a lot of these items confusing.
Dabney, you said the movie. I thought the movie budget was $27 million. I just looked it up.
Well,
It doesn't matter. It only made 4.6
maybe it was
in the box
maybe
office.
it was maybe it was Canadian money. I don't know.
Oh, well, it bombed in the box office. with
According to
4.6.
IMDb, it was 35.
Yeah.
So that's all I know. But
It's $2 million,
Well,
a million more than it should have been.
a producer said to me many, many, many years ago, she said everyone lies about their budgets.
Yeah.
So
They
I don't
inflate
actually
it.
know.
And then there's also like what budget are you talking about? Did you include everything? Is that like there's different
right.
budgets?
In kind things can cause or tax incentives,
Yeah, does
may
that
or may
include
not.
the ad campaign that they spent later to push it?
Right. What
don't
was
think there
the
was an ad
budget
campaign
for
for this guy.
Do you like
weird,
getting cut open? Do you want to be open? See this movie. Sorry.
I gotta say,
That whole
pacing of
term,
this
like,
movie, the pacing of this movie was really rough on me.
Yeah. And it was then other times it
I
would be
agree.
really slow and then strangely abrupt.
Yeah, once they
Yeah.
finished with the kid, I didn't really know exactly what was left. Like there's like, oh, let me see the rest of the world now. Like, is this it? Is this all that this time has to offer? Well, does anyone have any final thoughts or regrets?
Woody owes me
two
an
things-
hour
I actually-
47.
That's right.
Two things I gotta say. A
2
6-minute
hours because I had to
standing.
watch it with ads.
So one thing I
Fucking
gotta
hate
say
ads.
is a 6-minute standing ovation at Cannes for a $4.6 million box office. That tells you exactly who this movie's made for, and it's definitely not us.
It's Rotten Tomatoes.
Raising
The
Cane's?
tomato meter, it's pretty. I think it's like 75 or something, but the popcorn meter's 50. So yes, people who actually pay to go see the movies didn't care for it. Critics who don't were big fans.
Now there is a comment on YouTube on the trailer, and yeah, so I thought this was funny. Kronberg going back to body horror is like Beethoven going back to music. That got me to watch the movie, and now I want to reply back to this person and say, I fucking hate you.
Ha.
Do it.
I hope bad
I
things
mean,
happen to you.
I just think, first of all, yeah. First of all, I think that a lot of Cronenberg's best work is body horror tinged, but not his just straightforward body horror stuff. His body horror stuff tends to be, really cerebral and esoteric. But he's actually made some really, truly great films that are, only perhaps peripherally might have some body horror elements to it.
The dude has a kink. We all know it.
Oh, for sure.
And he loves the title, Crimes of the Future.
Yeah.
This is a sweet title. I gotta say, that's a sweet title. I thought it was
It
gonna be
is.
something completely different.
Agree.
Like Minority Report or something.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think. What was that one movie with Tom Cruise in the
Yeah.
future?
That's a hell of a movie.
So now this is
Next
more
time,
like
pick
Vanilla
that, Woody.
Sky and just his face.
Yeah, well.
So one thing I do gotta, my third thing I gotta say is, even Viggo Mortensen could make Kristen Stewart a good actress.
She has done decent work. This is not an example of her doing decent work. This is an example of her saying, "Oh, Cronenberg wants to work with me. Well, I'm not going to say no to that." But I think that there are a number of good performances that she actually has. They're just less seen.
I think this
Uh-huh.
is just an outlet for Cronenberg to kind of get out all his stuff that he had in one movie. But he took a lot. I googled this. I don't know this for sure. I like it. This isn't my personal information, but like the inner beauty pageant is a concept from a character's dream from his movie Dead Ringers in '88. The let's see, the cultural like we love flesh, like flesh is God, and we need to operate on it is from a Videodrome in 83. I guess that's the movie.
Okay. Yep.
And the third one
That's one of
is
his most famous.
the whole like underground like audience pit watching the surgery. It's from films like Extends from '99 and Naked Lunch from '91. So if you like any of those aspects from this world that he tried to build, watch those movies and you might find some good shit. But I think that's useful if you kind of think this sounds cool, but like you don't like the whole delivery of the world and the storyline.
I will say, I think his best movie is The Fly with Jeff Goldblum. Though.
Yeah, that's
like the
his
best
most famous, in
combination
my
of
opinion.
everything. Yeah, it is his most famous. Well, yeah.
In my
And he has
opinion,
surprisingly
every
Which
did
is a
History of
great
Violence.
genre film that has obviously elements of body horror, but works within, more traditional genre tropes. It's built around a story, has likable characters who are interesting.
yeah.
None of which this has. Yeah.
But I
That's a
don't regret watching
I
it.
did see an interview where he said he deliberately put in a lot of references to earlier films, which
Yeah, that's all he
I-
had really. He's like, maybe this needs something else.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen several. I mean, he's made a lot of movies. I've seen several of his films. I wouldn't say I've seen like that many. My brother was very into the head explosion of Scanners when I was a kid, so I got to see
So
the head
fake, but so
exploding.
surreal.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Fly is a fucking great movie. He had a really good run in the '80s. Videodrome is a weird ass movie with that was, yeah. I don't remember it well, but I saw it way back in the day. And some of his more recent, more genre pictures, History of Violence and Eastern Promises, I think are both really, really good. Dead Zone is one of the best Stephen King adaptations ever, if you've not seen it.
Well, I have a
So-
feeling we might get some of these in the next round. Me and Goose were talking about future picks, and we're eager to get another movie out there. Woody, I don't regret watching this. I would never have picked it myself
Good.
or watched it on my own, but I like to know what's out there. Otherwise, I would just be oblivious. And you know, I enjoy a good world building, and I would have never seen this kind of biotech like scariness. So it may inspire me to do some things in the future. Who knows?
If this was my first introduction to Cronenberg's films,
Oh.
I would not watch another fucking Cronenberg film.
True,
Yeah.
true. They all can't be like
100% agree.
yeah.
It is horrible. The pacing is all crap, and it felt like somebody's final film school movie that we had to sit there and watch and then
Yeah.
Oh,
provide
And I felt
With
like
positive
a
A-list
critiques.
actors.
Like he
Yes.
built all this clout
Yes.
just to get out this passion thing that never really hit.
Yeah, which it sucks. I mean, and it's not Woody's fault because, like he prefaced before he picked this,
It's totally.
I've
I'm
never
watching
seen
it
this.
with you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm watching it with you, and holy
It's
shit,
Woody's
guys!
fault, and I do blame him.
It would have been shitty if Woody's like, I stopped halfway
I'll
through. Did
forgive
you guys
him,
finish?
But yes, it's totally his fault.
I didn't even finish it, guys. You watched that?
He recommended a movie to us that he hadn't seen and that he had no reason to think would be good, other
Yeah.
than because the guy had made another movie that was good.
Yeah,
I mean, as long as
But
you
like
watch
the
it
guy
with
said,
us and
blow
you
it up.
show up to talk about it, that's fine. Like it's a fucking review, man. It's
yeah.
I don't
I mean, it was a slog of a movie, dude.
It was a
It's
slog for me.
yeah.
yeah.
It was. I
It
watched
was like,
it
I
kind
can't
of.
believe I used an afternoon doing this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe, could I just skip this week?
So good discussion, guys. You know, it proves that even if it doesn't hit, we can still talk about and fill about a 45 minutes to an hour. And I don't think we really fluffed it up or hated too hard. But yeah,
Hated just the right amount.
yeah, just
Yeah.
the amount of
The
hate.
amount it deserved. The amount it deserved.
Like I said, I was eating during
I think
this
we were
movie.
fair.
It didn't really like the gore could have been a bit more if he was going for like I'm gonna make you puke kind of thing. I've seen gorier films, but it's whatever.
Goose. I want to give Goose a moment to speak about it.
Yeah, if
Um,
Goose has any final thoughts?
Sure. No. I mean, the only thing we didn't talk about was the wild sexuality of it all. Underneath everything, there were a number of the body horror went along with, like, pretty girls naked kind of stuff. But no, I agree with you guys. The pacing was pretty fucking terrible. I did enjoy it though, like I said, in the sense that it did give me something to think about, in the sense of like, well, what would society look like if
Yeah.
we weren't, infectious anymore, if we didn't have the dangers of this kind of stuff, and what would that do to people? So in that sense, I appreciated getting to go revisit it with a serious, critical eye. But otherwise, thanks for picking that, Woody, and thanks for running it, Smurf.
Yeah. Thank you guys for showing up for another season. We're gonna have a third season, which would kick off, and we'll do another round of random picks. And yeah, I mean the format's been good. We always talk about trying to do this on Discord, but I think, maybe
Yes, we
maybe
should
we'll
do it
set
on
that up
Discord.
once we get some other stuff going. But this is working this far. What was that, Bloody?
I said we should switch over to Discord.
Yeah, we'll have maybe we'll get like a dry run, and I'll test out streaming, and it's probably easy as fudge, but this is just falling into our
Get over
vein
it,
of-
Grandpa.
this is falling into the
Hey,
vein
now.
of GTA streaming we already have set up.
Yeah,
But-
let's use Discord, a third-party service that we can just send all of our data to.
Yeah, let's not contain it to PlayStation. All right, well, thanks again, guys, and thanks for listening if you tuned in. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream, and no more final words, no more quips, just done.